we have as challenges at organizational level. I'll shift it between. First is putting people first, because that's what I believe that one of the challenges at organizational level comes in, that how to make sure with keeping organizational profits in action, putting people first. I know people believe, and there is still a hindrance that if we put people first. I hope every one of you here understand Hindi. Is there anyone who doesn't understand Hindi at all? Yeah, because just a phrase I'm using. Usually I'm talking, will more be of English, but just a phrase. I know there is a space where people feel that if we really put people first and we really make sure that we empower the individuals or the employees, उनके दिमाग में मतलब वो उड़ने लगते हैं. Kind of a scenario where people talk that अगर उनके किसी के हाथ में promotion या किसी के हाथ में थोड़ा power दे दिया जाए, when they have actually proved themselves that they deserve it, and when you say this thing, because you have given them power, it has given them lot of boosting their mind or something which is actually affecting they've got a lot of attitude or ego in action. You actually are not putting people first. This is a place where you are acting on both sides. And this happens, one of the challenges at organizational level is, which managers and the associate face. So as a manager, if I am promoting someone and I'm making sure that I make them feel that they deserve this place and they have been promoted, you need to make sure that you keep up that thing, not only putting challenge on them. Obviously their responsibilities has increased. Obviously it will be a challenge for them. But now as a manager, it's not just about promoting, it's about supporting them with the promotion. This is one of the challenges I feel which comes in organizational level. As a working professional, as an IO psychologist, this is one place where we talk about putting people first. We put them, but we do not give them that empowerment which they require as a manager. So that's where one thing which happens. How many of you agree to that?
Well, Anukriti, may I share something here?
Yeah, please. It's a safe place.
So basically, I have faced this thing a lot because of my profession. I am from people development, and the company I last worked was into AI. So you can understand the conflict.
I get you.
Yeah. It was so much into perfection of people without training them. So I had a tough time, but really enjoyed that.
Challenges are good, but I believe that it can be much more good if you really make sure that you are empowering them rather than just putting a challenge on them and making them prove them.
Without empowering a person, you cannot expect the person to perform at its best, which is a requirement of a company or an organization, if I say.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that with us. Anyone else who wish to add anything up here with putting up what I said? How many of you agree with me? No one. Okay. Perfect. Then while we talked about putting people first, the second is developing effective employees. When we talk about effective employees, it's not about workaholic people and it's not about hard work, it's about smart work. Okay, effective employees will always have a smart work thing. So if you're working with 10 to, like talking about Counsel India, they have 10 to 6 scheduled majorly. Okay. If I'm working from 10 to 7 also, or talking about me, okay, as a trainer, I need to make sure that I give around 1 hour to 1.5 hour session. Okay. My session majorly extends. It will not end on time because I talk too much. And it's not an effective way of working. It should have right appropriate amount of information at right space and right time. So that's developing effective employees, making sure that my work gets completed on time, it starts on time, it ends on time. Okay, and giving the best of it. So I'm the time thing is which is gets into, as a challenge for the organization, where I usually go overboard with time. Other than that, yes, they are making sure that we are being trained and we are being effective in actions, putting it as both feedback of that how things go well, and where people, where the previous batches have appreciated, and how things have to be improved on also, to keep everything in action. Because obviously we as a trainer also need to know how to improve on us. It's like the learning process. So working on that, creating a learning and a fun research space. The third is global competition. No matter what field are you on, our challenges at the organizational level gets that they do not only have to work with internal spaces, the external spaces also has a space. Because when I talk about politics and power in action, the global competition is one of the major ranges. If we talk about Counsel India, obviously there are so many, competition for Counsel India as well, which comes into action. Other than that, also, if we talk about any sector, if we talk about car industry, there are so many competition. If we talk about IT industry, again, when we talk about education industry, again. So I'm a part of Amity University. Keeping that in action, Amity University also has a lot of competitions with their name involved into a lot of things too. So that comes into action here. Global competition also has a place where the organization have to maintain a challenge to keep up to top notch and understand how their competition is working, what are they working on, how they are bringing up the work, and how can we keep up to our standards and maintain it and make it go higher and higher, and let not affect it to our employees or the people within the organization. So this covers our 3 challenges.